Hello everyone, welcome to the office of 1 in a Million Pictures, and welcome to what I hope to be is the start of a new series that we'll be doing to take you behind the scenes of our upcoming film, Retirement. So this is the first in our vlog series. Just want to give you an idea of what the film is, kind of those who were involved with everything, especially on the cast side. So to give you some background, we got to go back to about July 2014. So last summer, Dover probably had one of the weirdest shootings we'll ever have. And there was a huge panic about it. So news had come, I was at work that day, news had come that there had been a shooting incident about a mile from where I was working at the time. The state, who I worked for, decided to go on complete lockdown. The buildings went on lockdown. We were advised to not really let people in and to be advised that there was an active shooter. We really weren't getting any other details other than where it was, kind of some of the more vague points about what had happened. About 90 minutes later, it comes out that the man who shot was going to survive, that he had been shot in the foot, and actually that the man who shot him took about 6 attempts to get him in the foot. So after that happened, the police stopped searching. They pretty much all went back to what they were doing, and the lockdown ended. They never caught the guy. There was never really any development with it at all. It's just kind of one of those weird things. So we jump forward, and I end up talking to a few people who kind of have a similar sense of humor as me. And we got to joking around about, what if you had a situation where you had a serial killer who happened to be terrible at his job? So rather than being one of these efficient guys who you hear about from the past, or the ones that everyone was afraid of, you have a guy who's maybe lucky to shoot somebody in the foot, and their victim dies because of some other unrelated circumstance that happens. That was kind of the end of it. The conversation didn't go much further than that, and for a couple of weeks, never really thought about it again. So jump forward a few weeks, and all the ideas kind of come back. So I have this idea, we'll have a retired serial killer. So something that's even more strange. Not only was it a guy who got away with it, he was able to pretty much stop and go on with life, sort of. So for 40 years, the man's been doing basically nothing. And he gets inspired to go back and try to become this terrified figure that he once was. He was a man who had gotten the nickname the Portland Punisher. Even the idea of setting this in the Pacific Northwest is a bit of a joke because of their low crime rate. But the idea of a man who terrified like the entire country. This is something you would read about in all the major newspapers that nightly news shows would be covering. Which led to the bigger problem of, well, why would he get inspired again? Why would a man who's quit for 40 years possibly want to get back into the game of serial killing? What I thought would work really well is that he catches a story about himself on the news. So we have this one layer of a film that's basically a comedy about a retired serial killer trying to get back into it who happens to be pretty bad. And on the other, you have a satire of 24-hour news. So this all starts with coverage of the anniversary of his last killing. And from there, it just turns into this constant show of small incidences that get blown out of proportion by the 24-hour news cycle, inspiring the wrong sorts of people in the world while ignoring very important stories that are going on. So when the film comes out, you got to pay attention to the little news ticker at the bottom, because we've come up with a lot of stories that seem like they should be breaking earth-shattering news, but are getting sidelines because they just wouldn't get the ratings. So that's a large part of our satire. Now, we do have a cast for our main and supporting characters. So, playing the Portland Punisher himself, we have the very talented Nils Reese. Nils blew us all away in his audition, mainly because what I thought the reaction of the Portland Punisher should be, especially in his retirement, following certain events, Nils took it the exact opposite way. So it's something you wouldn't expect, which in terms of making our first comedy, is probably the best way to go, because I could not keep a straight face while he was doing his audition. It was absolutely fantastic, and I knew instantly he had to be our Portland Punisher. We also have G. Paul Salvetti, who will be playing our Randolph Harper. He is a true crime novelist who decides to write about the Portland Punisher killings of the 70s He is essentially the one who starts all of this off. And what I loved about Paul's involvement in all this was that he showed up with his audition and he actually had picked out a uniform for the character, or a costume for the character that was exactly how I imagined this guy as he was writing. So that way we have the guy who looks correct, who has the correct mannerisms. It's absolutely perfect. And then we have the very talented Danielle Harper, who will be playing INN's own Colette McDaniel. INN is our somewhat thinly veiled parody of a major 24 hours news network. So Danielle will be playing Colette, one of the lead evening news anchors. So she also helps set all of this off as well, and it's kind of her responsibility to do these stories that, although they don't seem important, she has the ultimate responsibility of trying to make them seem like breaking news. So you always get this feeling from her that she really wanted a lot more from her time in news broadcasting. So that's kind of a brief intro into what we're doing with the world of retirement right now. Hopefully next week we'll have another video for you to view. We'll probably be going into some of the other things that we've been working on, so some of the set design stuff that we're really pushing for, cinematography and all that. So hopefully you'll be watching our second video, and this will be something we continue through even as we go into principal photography. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.